Hi there, you're here because you're wondering about desk checks. What are they? What's the best practice for them? And how should you go about implementing them in your workplace? So I think desk checks are super useful, and that's why I made this video, just to sort of promote the idea of desk checks and also explain the best way to put them in place that I found where it really works. So what are desk checks? Okay, well, to understand what desk checks are, let's go back to the process that a developer follows. So a developer will produce a piece of work, it could be anything, a piece of code, program, whatever, and pass it on to the tester. The tester will then go ahead and test, make sure it works as it should, and if it doesn't, come back to the developer and say, look, this is fine, this doesn't quite work, doesn't quite meet what we're trying to aim for. And the developer will go ahead, go back, update the piece of work and pass it on to the tester. So that's the general process. What a desk check does is it sort of refines that process, makes it a lot more straightforward and a lot less hassle for both parties. And ultimately it means that the product gets moved a lot faster towards its goal. So how does it do that? Okay. So when the developer has finished their work and they're putting it forward for testing, they set up a desk check with the tester. And what this is a small session where they sit down and run through the test together. Now you might think that's a bit for waste because you've got two people doing the job where previously you only had the tester doing it. Here's where the magic of the desk check comes into place. What you do is they sit together and they work out. So if there's any issues, any problems taking place, that feedback is there instantly to the developer. The developer can make those changes, and so it can be settled right there and then. Or if needs be, if it's a large change, which is very unusual, the developer could go back and do it, but generally it's something which is minor and it can be changed right there by the developer, and the tester can sign it off. Which means that rather than having that constant back and forth between the developer and the tester, you set up a desk check, you get through the work, you make sure it works, everything works fine, and you move it on, and it's now a deliverable, and you can pass it on to the done column, merge it in as needed. And that's the basics of desk check. And what you could do, and what we found really works, is to remove the need for a desk check for some items. We discussed this as a team and looked at the best items. Generally, the smaller items were getting passed through anyway by the tester, and so the more complex items, this is where the desk checks really came in handy. So we removed the need for a desk check on the smaller items. Those are simply tested by the tester as they sort of found best. And the larger items, we kept the desk checks for those. And we found this worked really well because it had that balance between having too many sessions, too many desk checks, and having too few and resulting in more back and forth between the developer and the tester. So to sum up, this has the benefit of saving time, making the product develop faster, more efficiently, and also increase the collaboration between members of the team, which is always a good thing. I hope you enjoyed listening to that. Press subscribe, press like, and follow me for more videos like this.